open flame.
Yeah.
And he's explaining it to me, and me, him, and Galen, we're talking about it. And he loves to come over here and get the Wagyu Denver steak that they have. And listen, it's Iverstine Butcher now. It started as a farm, the Iverstine farm, down the road. But we work with multiple, several different local farms now, and hand cut steaks in stock. You want the grass fed ribeye, the choice filet mignon, the boneless prime ribeye, the Wagyu Denver steak, the Merlot steak, the pre-seasoned steak burgers, patties. Just throw it on.
Yeah.
Chali, center cut pork chops, rib chops, ossobuco, brisket, chuck roast, pork tenderloins. But you know what? Also, too, you got to have a little hot dog, huh? So our house-made hot dogs made with pork, our own pork and beef over here at Iverstine, and so you can get the Chicago dog, a Chimmy Slaw dog, or the chili cheese dog. We make our own beef and pork chili over here as well with some jalapenos on top. Or you can get the hot dog sampler for just $20, $7.50 a piece, or three, the whole flight for $20. So house-made hot dog, they're here. Beef again to put on your, put on your grill for this weekend. And man, Charlie, homemade meatballs made with pork and beef, homemade sausages, green onion, all beef, pork jalapeno, flying Hawaiian, jalapeno cheddar, andouille, bacon, smoked ham hocks, pork tasso, boudin.
All right, I'm hungry now.
Prepared sides.
Yeah.
Tasso veggie fried rice, collard green beans with ham hocks, red beans and andouille, corn mac choux, garlic and bacon green beans, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, barbecue baked beans. So you got everything. So cooking items that are frozen, any type of broth, stock, pork stock that you're looking for. We got it all over here. So we are loading up. I saw a lady, she was over here, and somebody doing a nice gift. And they had it was like $150, $200 that they spent on it, and boom, and they gave that's a nice gift, huh?
It's a very nice gift.
And they said, Galen, just give me an assortment. So I got some sausages and different things, and what we got here? Some boudin and
some ribs. Okay.
Stop eating, Jimmy.
Stop eating, Jimmy. Let me. I'm looking forward to it. Let me get to you what's going on right now. The SEC baseball tournament. We're starting with A&M and Auburn. LSU, of course, gets the winner of this. Auburn is playing their first game of this thing, and A&M is playing their third. Auburn is not throwing their ace, Sam Dutton. He's honestly run into a little bit of trouble his last two starts. Jimmy, you and I were talking about this. We did the podcast this morning. Dutton never threw this many innings in Baton Rouge. This
might need a break.
A break is not the worst idea in the world
because
for him.
The last two starts are nothing like the previous 7 or 8.
Yeah, all of his SEC starts up until the last two. Yeah, he kind of, like you said, run into a wall, and he's had a fantastic year. But the rest
might have a little arm fatigue.
Could very well happen. So they are throwing Cam Tilley today. Tilley is a part-time starter, mostly a reliever. This will be his 5th start, 3-2 with a 4.71 ERA. For Texas A&M, they're going to bring Justin Lampkin back, their number 2 starter. 4-7 on the season, 3.52 ERA. He is coming off the best outing of the season for him by far. Last week, he went in there and threw a complete game shutout at Georgia, 3-hitter, and threw 100
at that place.
And
that's the one. They out of nowhere. It was like
Friday.
3-0 or something.
Yeah,
it was the second game.
Second game on Friday.
Yeah,
and he threw 121 pitches. They're going to bring him back, and I understand why. It's 6 days rest. It's fine. Coming off of 121 pitches, we'll see how he holds up. He's their best starting pitcher in terms of ERA. He's run number 2 the whole year, behind Ryan Prager, who got him through yesterday. Auburn, with Georgia's loss last night, is now the number 1 RPI team in the country.
It's almost like Georgia wanted to get out of there. I mean,
I'm laughing, but I understand.
The first 5 guys swung at the first pitch, Charlie. I mean, you're trying to extend.
You want to get Kyson Witherspoon out of the game as quick as you can.
Right. So it was almost like they were trying to extend him. And so he beats them 3-2. And we saw how that bullpen had to hang on. I really like Georgia's team. They're loaded. I know the park, like a lot of, but it seems like that's even extra hitter friendly in Athens. but I'm not crazy about them going all the way. I love them going to Omaha, but I mean, swing for the fences. That ain't the approach. You want to go to in Charles Schwab, and even with the wind blowing out, with the flags blowing out the first couple of days in Omaha, I think it's playing very big.
Yeah, it's cold up there right now. Unseasonably
about
cold.
30. They're playing in the 50s. About 30 degrees cooler than when they'll be playing in the 80s in June.
That's the first thing I noticed when I put that Michigan State game on the other night is everybody in the stands all wearing jackets, all kind of wrapped up, bundled up.
High 63 today.
In Omaha?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And look, I've been up there. I know you have too, when at one part in the trip, a jacket or a pullover or something was necessary. And another part of the trip, it was in the 90s.
That was when it was earlier, though, Charlie. And I think that's part of them pushing
That's
it.
True. That's
them
true.
Pushing it back. It's a little warmer now.
Yeah.
And it does make a difference from beginning of June to the third week of June. And I think that's had something to do with it becoming a little bit more hitter friendly. They're playing in warmer temperatures because they haven't changed a thing.
No, they haven't changed any dimensions.
That was a big financial commitment. They've stayed the same, but it's playing a little bit smaller than when they first started in that park. It was, I mean, you said you're a kid. You try as a pitcher, you try and keep the ball down. You don't want it to help generate power. You're gonna get hurt. You put the ball up.
Right.
And UCLA was rewarded for pitching up in the zone.
And you had the LBB Corbats when you first went into that thing. So you've had a little bit of a change there too. I don't really have a strong preference where LSU is concerned as far as who wins this game. I can see it either way. If you play Auburn, they would probably throw Dutton on the full 7 days tomorrow. Would he bounce back? I don't know. He handcuffed LSU back in the regular season at Auburn.
I would think LSU would like a little piece of him, though.
They would probably love to get another shot at him. And if you won that game, that would be an RPI win for you. It would solidify anything if you do feel like there's any chance LSU would get a top 8. I don't right now, but if you did, that would solidify it. And if you lost to what is now the RPI number 1 team, it wouldn't hurt you. Texas A&M would have to go at you without their top 2 arms. It would be a big pitching matchup for LSU tomorrow against A&M, no matter who was throwing for Texas A&M. But you would run the risk of, if you are a little bit of a nervous Nelly about where LSU is as far as the top 8s. Texas A&M's RPI is in the 50s. It's 52 today. It would probably go up a little bit if they beat Auburn. So you would get it's a higher risk, but you would have a big pitching matchup. So I find myself not overly concerned. I'll just watch the game. We'll see how it plays out today. I think LSU's a top 8 win or lose tomorrow, and we'll see if I'm right. There's a lot of people that agree with me. Some people think that it's still a little bit in doubt should they lose the first game here, especially if it were to A&M.
With the RPI.
Auburn can't miss as far as the top 8. Now,
no, I'm talking about LSU playing Auburn.
Oh yeah. You like the
well, their RPI. You lose, you get nothing.
Yeah.
You win, you get extra juice. I mean, you're gonna get, it's a safer play for your RPI. I think they're in as a top 8, but I mean, the RPI, there's a little room for concern there.
It's right on 8. It remains on 8.
That tells you bubble for it. So if you want to dip down, play Auburn.
Yesterday, you had, well, tell me we haven't seen this before, the Alabama bullpen once again getting absolutely torched against Tennessee. Tennessee put up 20 hits and 15 runs.
A lot of cheap ones, huh?
They were
ropes, man.
It was 2-0 Tennessee after 3 innings, and I felt like it should have been probably 6 or 7. I mean, they were just slamming the ball over the park. We thought yesterday that Alabama would go with Riley quick. They did not, but they threw 9 guys yesterday. So.
Yeah, but the starter didn't get out the second.
Right.
And so It was like, okay, this is going to be a problem.
Marcus Phillips it didn't pitch great for Tennessee. That would be a little bit of a concern for me moving forward. They got Liam Dog on today against Texas. Phillips had been a really, really good number 2. He also looks like he may have hit a little bit of a wall here in the last couple of starts. We told you about A&M's big win against Mississippi State yesterday before we finished. That was Ryan Prager for them.
Well,
and that got them into this
Johnson,
game today.
I heard a little bit of Johnson with Hester this morning. That's what he was talking about as far as this grind to the SEC, man.
Yeah.
A little bit of a break, and this format is better, to try and get a little exhale spot before you play for keeps.
And he admitted he voted for the double elimination format. When they put the new two teams in the league, they had to vote on what they wanted to do with this tournament. Did you want to bring less teams and go with a double elimination? Do you want to go with a pod? Did you want to go with single elimination? He voted for the double elimination format. He and Tim Corbin also voted for that, and they lost. They went to single elimination, and that's some people like it, some people don't. For me, try this on for size. And Johnson also said, the NCAA tournament is what matters. Obviously, you want to prep for the NCAA tournament. This is maybe the dumbest idea ever, but how would you feel about if the SEC took 4 4-team pods and played them at 4 different sites and played them in the same form as the first round of regionals? If you took 4 teams, 4-team tournaments, and played them in the exact same format as the regional.
Well, it's hard for me to wrap because I just don't think there's any chance of that happening.
There isn't. This is a Hannegriff original idea.
You're really stretching out your staff,
but you would have
everything. I mean, it just
you could play it any way you wanted it. It would be the exact same format as the regionals the following week.
And your cost is going up, Charlie. I mean, where the rental of the facility to the staff that has to work it to just, I do
it on campus sites. So, it's not that there's no cost, but you would have a home field built in for a couple of those games. I could sell some more tickets.
That's kind of defeats the purpose, huh?
Well, let me do baseball first before I do business. If your purpose is to get ready for the NCAA tournament, then what better way than to have
4-team?
Okay.
I got you. It's just the TV.
It's a really out the box idea.
You're going to be playing. Oh, okay. Everybody's on the SEC. Man, you got your network. You got just loaded with, wall to wall, week long, content, for it. And you've had a lot. So it's still a celebration of your sport, and it's all at one. And you have like 4 games going on at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't mirror.
It's not made for television.
Well, it's made for SEC Plus. They put this many games on every week. Think about an SEC tournament.
I thought about it. I understand the concept. Okay. I get it. I get that.
It's got no chance.
It's got 0 chance.
It's got no chance.
1%. 1%. But the ACC is doing what the SEC is doing this year. They have a 16-team single elimination tournament. The top 4 seeds get the double buys. Okay, and then you got like the Big Ten. You want to talk about useless games? UCLA and Iowa are set for Saturday semifinal. So UCLA's game, they're already in. So they're playing a meaningless pod game today, and Iowa's playing a meaningless pod game against Indiana tonight.
And I don't like that.
They're already set.
And I used to like the
2 days later.
I used to like the pod system with the ACC when they had fewer teams because it guaranteed you a certain amount of games. But there's no good way to.
They didn't let everybody in.
No, not
there's 12 teams. 4.
I'm talking about before they expanded the ACC. The old
they
ACC.
Expanded they've got 17 teams in the Big Ten, but only 12 are participating.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
There's 4
so this is a
3-team pods.
Different pod system without everybody in. There's no good way to do this. There's too many teams in too few days to play games where everything's going to be fair. They're in on a tiebreaker, right? One of those is on a tiebreaker.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So fix it however you want. You got more teams and more games than you can play in the allotted time. And how much does it mean to some of these teams? Georgia was the number 1 RPI team in the country going into last night. You talked about how they played it. Oklahoma, through Kyson Witherspoon, wins a game. They move on. They're probably a 2 seed or a 3 seed regardless. Even if they won this tournament, I don't know if they would get a host site. They've got a record that's 2 games below 500 in the SEC. And then last night, man, party like it's 2022. Hunter Elliott, man.
Is this 2 or 3 outings now?
The last 2 have been stellar. The one before that was pretty good too.
He was shut down Auburn. He shut down Florida, the hottest team, one of the hottest teams in the country, if not the hottest team. And he was. You can tell he's put on a little weight. He's not in his best of shape, but he was popping it like. And if it was just this outing, in that pitching friendly park at the Hoover Met, it'd be one thing. But he just came off of an outstanding against Auburn, in Swayze Field, and he shut them down. So no, man. And what did he do before? I'm not sure.
Last night was 5 2/3.
No, not the last two were outstanding, but the one before the Auburn series.
I want to say it was 5 2/3 innings, and it was.
Did they go to Vandy? Did they play at Nashville?
I'm trying to think. Maybe.
It was a road series. I can't remember who they played.
He'd been. I remember saying before last week, his average outing has been about 5 1/3 or 5 2/3, and it's been 2 runs, 2 to 2.5 runs in each one of those things. And he exceeded that by a lot last week. So I don't remember exactly what the one before that was.
That's what I'm trying to see, if it's just a two game run, or is it a.
The one before that was at Mississippi State. Went 5 2/3 and gave up 2 earned runs.
Okay, it's a quality
start. It's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Basically, same thing at Oklahoma. Basically the same thing at Vandy. 5 innings.
Money pitcher, boy.
Yeah, he has not been what you would call blown up in any game this year. He's only given up 4 runs one time, and that was at Kentucky.
Okay.
So everything else has been less than that. Now he hasn't gotten deep into games like he has the last couple of weeks, but he has pitched really, really well for them. Iverstine here on Perkins
Iverstine
Road.
Butcher, man. Yeah, Perkins near Essen. We're in the same shopping center like Tsushiyama. I've been dealing with Galen for a long, long time since he opened up the original closer to Pets Plaza on Perkins, right by college. And so he's moved over here. Man, you have to YouTube. It is a must. YouTube Guy Fieri coming in on, help me out, diners, drive-ins, dives. Max, is that in that order? That's it? Okay. All right. You'll be blown away because he really good, and you'll see the attention to detail and the meticulous preparation of bringing in, the whole animal, the butcher shops here, and then we're preparing our meats for our Cuban sandwich and things like that. It is blown away. It is highly impressive. It is really, really good stuff. So you got the restaurant now. They used to do some sandwiches over at the smaller location, but now you can either get a plate lunch that we have prepared with 3 different types of entrees and sides and stuff like that, or you can get a sandwich, burger, sandwich, and things like that. But man, the real hit is where you get your stuff for grilling, man. And it is hot dog season for the holiday season. We got all of our house-made hot dogs made with pork and beef, Chicago-style dog, a chimney slaw dog, and a chili cheese dog. They're available over here in the restaurant as well.
Live at Iverstine. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports, and it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing. Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
No score at the end of one. Texas A&M and Auburn. We're at Iverstine Butcher here on Perkins Road. Just a little short jaunt off of Essen. And look, if you're getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, you're grilling, you gotta come by this place. This is phenomenal. We're just sampling the ribs and boudin all throughout the break there.
Boudin is lean too, man.
Yeah,
Some could be really fatty. It's got a lot of heat to it, man. You talk about good, really good stuff.
In these NBA playoffs, we have had some miraculous comebacks. The two teams that played last night have both been on the positive end of those things. And Jimmy, we've had things like, this is the first time in 400 games, 500 games, 600 games.
I'm getting tired of with the Pacers with all this, now three times in 1,800 times. Or
I
whatever,
think we got the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
9 or more points in the final minute of the fourth quarter or overtime in the playoffs. 0 for the last 1,414. 0.
Yeah.
If you're trailing by 9 or more inside of a minute in the playoffs at the end, overtime or in the fourth quarter, you're over. I mean, you're the Washington Generals. You're the Jamaican bobsled team. You are over. Now 1 and 1,414.
Neesmith gets hot. Poor job by the Knicks not to identify that. Now one time, Josh Hart
slipped.
He slipped. He's doing everything he can, but he just can't get there because he slipped. It was, the Knicks, but they didn't identify him, man. And, it's some of them said, as soon as a guy hits one, we got to, you alert on. I think Brunson may have said in a press conference after that, hey, he hits 2. I mean, man, high alert. You can't let a guy just heat up like that, especially when they need to score threes.
Yeah.
And so
he's not an unknown. He is a top 10 3-point shooter in the regular season. He is, after last night, he is now the top 3-point shooter in the postseason. I realize he's not a household name. If you're an SEC fan, you remember him from Vandy.
Yeah, but
he hit a better percentage of 3-pointers than Steph Curry. Not Curry takes a lot more of them, obviously. This guy can shoot, is what I'm saying. He's not an unknown to
but
them.
he's like the third option as far as the 3-point. Halliburton's obviously number one, and then Miles Turner. Miles Turner takes more threes than Nesmith.
They take more, but
yeah,
he makes more.
There's some more attention on those guys.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
so that he's getting a cleaner look. To me, I've watched every playoff game. He's their third option. But he got hot.
I agree.
He got hot, and the Knicks did a poor job.
But he's on the scouting report, is what I'm saying. But he hits a shot, you got to go get him because this guy can shoot.
No, of course, it's not like he's attempted 14 threes all season.
He's not the kid from Michigan that came off the bench in the final.
Spike Albrecht.
Yeah, he ain't him.
No, he's not. But he's still not. It's not like Halliburton got hot at the end of the first half in Game 2 against Cleveland. Man, come on, go get him.
You're right.
But he's still. It surprised me, obviously. I think it tops the Reggie Miller Knicks game. I mean, he hit more shots. It was a bigger comeback.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Miller it's the 8 points in 9 seconds or 11 seconds, whatever it was. This was 14 points in the last 3 minutes. It's in the last minute, Knicks missed 2 free throws. Towns missed one. Anunoby missed one.
Towns the best free throw shooter on the team,
and
they go get him. It's like, okay, he's the big guy. And boy, he clanged one. He shooting 92% for the playoffs.
Free throws, and pressure free throws.
Yes, there are free throws and there are pressure free throws.
And he missed them. And the Pacers
missed one.
Yeah, he missed one, and Anunoby missed one.
Yeah.
Did you think it was a 3 at the end before you saw the replay? After you see the replay, it's clear. In real time, I thought, oh my God, he just hit it.
I knew he was pulling the
like Reggie Miller did.
Well, Florida guy did against Texas Tech. Junior. We just talked about him yesterday. The Iona transfer.
Nelson.
No, the kid for Clayton Jr.
Yeah,
Clayton Jr. has the ball in the paint and races out to the 3-point arch to shoot a 3, and he knocked it down. That's exactly what he was doing here. He's in the paint. He races out. Now, this was at the buzzer. Yeah. Clayton Jr. did it, with a minute to go or something like that. But he did. Yeah, because he did it, he's intentionally trying. I thought he got behind the arc when I'm watching it live.
Sure.
Now, clearly he's on the line.
Yeah, when you get to the replay.
but I could give that guy 100 to 1 odds and give him 1,000 shots from that spot and that wing and say, hit the back iron. It's got to get at least 6 feet in the air to fall. He ain't doing it.
No.
It was. So here's my buddy Paul Bovey was at the game on Friday night, the clinching game. He says, like old times. He didn't realize how like old times it was. He's a good friend of Macero's and mine. And, we see him at Del Mar every year, but he's a huge Knicks game. He's good. Next guy. He's going to be, he says he keeps watching. He says it's like a relative died. I keep watching this over and over, and I just keep waiting for it to miss. The ball to about, this is where the Saints fans can relate, the suffering fans.
Yeah, they're going to tackle Stephon Diggs this time. Or they're going to throw the flag this time.
Yeah. Wait, they really can't do this again. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Diggs play. Or are they going to throw the flag this time?
Yeah, they throw the flag
on the no call.
I mean, I made the joke. With the Miami people, Marshall hooked the ball foul this time. He'll swing through it.
Charlie, you've seen bank threes. You've seen, hit the rim and hit the high off the glass and fall in from an angle, from 3-point range, back iron straight up. No. I think it's not a good shot.
How do you think Colucci took it?
Oh wait.
We're about to find out, aren't we?
We're about to find out. I think he's going to have something to say about it. Don't forget, we're our friends over at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all your real estate closings. 296-0060, full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get when you call 296-0060. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody choose but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title.
Live at Iverstine Butcher. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, Their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Tech, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Tech exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Bayou Ford powers the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Watch us live daily. Find what you missed on demand and subscribe to each show's channel to get notified when we go live or new videos arrive. Plus, discover exclusive YouTube broadcasts you can't find anywhere else. From AFR to OTB and everything in between. It's the Watch 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel powered by Bayou Ford.
We are here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle.
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Here at Iverstine Butcher on Perkins Road. No score. Texas A&M and Auburn. Lampkin gets a double play ball, much needed double play ball to get out of the second for A&M. They're through 2 and scoreless in Hoover.
That's right. 499-1045, Nick's postgame show. Let's go to next caller, Dwayne from Las Vegas. Hello, Dwayne. How you feeling?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
What the hell? What is this? Did you feel this in the Reggie Miller game? Huh?
Well, you know, it's just kind of the norm now. I don't even pay attention to it. You know, it's going to happen regardless of what the Knicks put out on the court, and it just, you know, it's the black cloud that follows this franchise, and it constantly does. Just giving up 20 points in 2.5 minutes is ridiculous. Indiana's shooting percentage was ungodly. Only 7 turnovers in this game, and had 7 himself, and the Knicks were just a turnover machine. Let me tell you guys, it was lucky that it actually went to overtime because you look at that attempt where Brunson tried to bounce the ball off the net hard. They got lucky there and they controlled the ball. And then there was another one late in the game where they just threw inbound the ball. Josh Hart looked like he was going to stumble and, he actually possessed the ball. But the problem is, Mr. Clutch was horrible last night. So you want to have the label as the best clutch player in the NBA, and I don't know who votes on this crap or who makes this stuff up. But, I mean, me personally, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, guys, but I would take, Halliburton in a clutch situation 99 out of 100 times over Jalen Brunson. I mean, that's just my feeling. Brunson could not find his way in the last 2 minutes of the game, and that's technically why the Knicks lost. You're going to put the game in this man's hands. You can't look sloppy. Bounce. He got bailed out on a couple of wild foul plays too, and total credit to the Pacers. I mean, but a lot of those shots were unbelievably wide open. That dunk by Toppin with 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not inbound the ball? There's no defensive scheme, and this is why Rick Carlisle also I would take 100 out of 100 times against Tom Thibodeau in a clutch, situation. There's no excuse at Madison Square Garden, guys, to blow a 15-point lead and give up 20 points in 2.5 minutes, guys. Think about that. That's way worse than what Reggie did. And, definitely if I was Halliburton, I'd be putting the choke sign up even though it was game one. And, it was real close to ending the game anyway. It almost looked like a three-pointer. But, they reviewed that his foot was naturally on the line. Definitely the right call.
What game was it, the Reggie Miller game of the series?
I thought it was game 5.
I think that was, it was either game 5 or 6.
Because they got game 7 when Ewing missed a layup, to win the series.
Exactly.
I want to say it was game 5, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it was either 5 or 6. He's right. And, it doesn't matter at this point. It's just a losing tradition, similar to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who I was making fun of earlier in the week. But that the Knicks are going to, just outdo whatever Toronto does. So
it was game 5, but this is where I think it's a little bit different. And I mean, listen, it was a brutal loss at home to the same team by a shooter that just got crazy hot. But then you had also the lucky or extremely unlucky bounce on the game tie-in shot at the end of regulation. I mean, that's just you just don't see that. I mean, you don't from that angle. You don't hit the back iron and goes.
It was a wild shot. I mean, he had no lane. You're right, Jimmy. I mean, he went to the lane and he had to back it back out. So
Yeah, I mean, I've seen bank threes from and things like that, but from the wing, back iron straight up and I'm sorry, I see a lot of damn basketball shots. I hadn't seen one.
They're only down 2. Why didn't he could have shot that ball? From
Charlie,
they
were down 2 against Cleveland. He went for the kill.
No, I know.
But that's what he wants to do.
How much would everybody be killing him if he missed that shot? Going, man, why don't you take something from 15 feet that you got a much higher percent? Yeah,
you going to? He just. Who do you want shooting the ball?
No, I'm not saying shoot it.
Right.
No, I'm saying from 3 points.
No, Charlie.
But it was a credit to come back. It was a credit to come back. So they really wouldn't have put a black cloud, Charlie, on Halliburton if he misses the shot. It was just a credit to be in that position to win the game, Charlie.
I get that.
No. But he just there's nobody on the court. I want making the decision and taking the shot when he's down 2. He did the same thing. He milked it down. He dribbled the ball and dribbled the clock down and took it at the gun and hit it against Cleveland. He could have had the mid range. He said he didn't like what he had there. He went out to try and get the 3. So if he misses it, I'm living with that guy. This where I'm the coach. I throw the clipboard and I said, bro, do your thing. I'm sorry. Who's more clutch than him? He got lucky last night.
I understand all that.
The other guy you could have went to. Naismith was the only other guy you could have went to just because he was 8 of 9 and 9 of 13. The key point, though, guys, think about it, only 7 turnovers. So, Indiana played a pretty solid game, whereas Jalen Brunson himself had 7 turnovers. The whole team had only 7. So, it's just unbelievable. The Knicks just, it's repetitious now, and it's getting tiresome. You can't have these leads evaporate. I don't care how hot the guy is. Foul him. Do something different. He made like 5, 6 consecutive threes hammer the guy. You really think Isaiah Thomas or the microwave or Dumas wouldn't have hammered this guy a couple of times, attempting the three? It's just so vanilla when you deal with the Knicks, and it's disheartening at this point. You saw all the celebrities. I mean, everybody's in the arena. You got a 15-point.
I saw Chalamet calling timeout last night. I saw, yeah, I saw Wonka Dillon calling timeout, a courtside, baby. Yes, indeed.
Crazy.
My man.
Unbelievable.
Yes,
Hey, it happens. It's the trials and trips of a Knicks fan. That's what I always say.
Oh, this was it. This was a 2.5 hour party that they just did, Charlie. This was like when we were at, watching a private room, the NFC Championship game. It was we were chopper styling for 3 hours, and the needle stops. The needle just stops.
How the Falcons fans felt.
Oh my God! But this was all at once. This was all at once. I mean, they make the call, they kick the field goal ball game. We go to the Super Bowl. Boom! Well, it's all just This was. Oh man! All right. What about this? Was supposed to be kind of okay. The Derby winner's not running a Preakness, yeah, but oh boy, journalism. I think the owners may have been a little bit squeamish watching their investment banging around coming down the stretch. But man, with the situation that was presented to him, could he have come out any more impressive than what he did, Dwayne?
Well, yeah, if Rispoli didn't get him into all sorts of trouble, the horse might have won by 10. I mean, when you own a horse of that magnitude, of that value, you definitely, like you said, Jimmy, I love the way you said that. Your heart is in your throat. You hit the nail on the head. I can't give any credit to Rispoli at all. It was all the horse. That was one of the worst rides I've ever seen in my life. He could have tipped that horse out way earlier. There's no reason to continually save ground against a somewhat suspect field.
Guys. Yes,
the
okay.
The field wasn't all that enamoring. It wasn't that great. Just put the horse in a position to win, let him explode, ease him up a little. Now the horse might come out sore, bang him around, might not run into Belmont now, obviously, because it'll wear a tear. And, this guy's reaping in the glory, and they're actually trying and, blame it on Flavion Pratt, who was just great race riding, trying to keep him pinned in.
Yeah.
There was no hole there. Rispoli created the hole, but, could have sacrificed a lot more. Great credit, though. Unbelievable run by journalism. One of the most exciting Preaknesses, but, like you said, guys, viewership was down 15%. Very hard to market a race when you don't have Sovereignty, the Kentucky Derby winner. You didn't have the third-place finisher, Baeza. You knew it was one of Bob Baffert's lower caliber horses, but at least he entered a horse. Rodriguez didn't make the race. So, definitely my handle was fabulous at the Rampart. I am not complaining. We were off the hook.
Uh-huh.
The state of Nevada actually was up in handle as well, guys, about 12%. We were up an ungodly amount, way more than 12% here at the Rampart. Because you know how I am, Jimmy, with the horses. We talk about it week in, week out. It's the place to play horses if you're in Las Vegas, right here with me at the Rampart.
There's no doubt. I agree. I thought it was. I mean, he showed you. I mean, you keep him out of trouble. You don't leave yourself. Why has he got to save ground against this field? And I mean, that was proven. All the trouble that he was in, and he still won the race. Does he win the race against stiffer competition? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, it took everything to get through. But I think this who was the jockey on journalism again?
Umberto Rispoli.
Yeah, I thought he initiated as much contact as Flavion Pratt's horse did, because I mean,
without a doubt,
man, Flavion Pratt's horse was kind of too wide. Next thing you know, I mean, he's out in the middle of the track. When journalism, that horse got the hell out the way. When journalism, when they went to bumping.
Right, and we didn't even mention the 8 horse on the rail, Steve Asmussen's horse, who had to totally wrap up and snatch up, and he's basically out of the race. So, I was kind of shocked that there wasn't a longer review as well. They just put it up, but I think that's just because of the fact with Maximum Security a few years back, they made such a bad call that, if you want to put it in the hands of the judges, it becomes very difficult. You hate to see when these games are dictated by umpires, judges, stewards, what have you.
But I think we need to clarify for our listeners, too, that the bumping has to cost the other horse the result of the race. Like that, and
position, but it definitely costed Baffert and the horse that he had in a race a position. I mean, they basically didn't finish on the board. So if you're looking at Rispoli and journalism, he finished in first. He cost them both better positions, in my opinion.
Yes, okay, better position, but not ahead of journalism, right?
No,
right.
You know, you just don't know, because the second place horse probably would have won the race. You have to take that into consideration. Gosnell would have won the race if Rispoli doesn't, impede the other two horses, or if Pratt didn't impede. Whatever the chain reaction. I mean, just like we said, they're not going to put it in the hands of the stewards anymore. It's such a difficult. It's hard to put that light on the sport if you start disqualifying and having difficulties, with the decision making, because it's a dying sport to begin with, and you're trying and promote and put the greatness of it out there.
Let me ask you, when it went up in inquiry, we saw it. What did you think? You thought they would stick with the result?
Yeah, I pretty much did, just because, like we just discussed, the maximum security situation and leaving a foul taste in the wagerer's mouth. And you have a horse that's such a prohibitive favorite that how do you take him down? Everybody's got him on track and, in casinos and simulcasts, and he was the most popular figure. Yet they did it to maximum security. So, I don't know what goes on.
I sat at Del Mar one day, and my horse won. And they put up the inquiry, and there was a little contact with a Baffert horse. I knew I was up against a stacked deck. In California with Baffert, boop, he goes to the top. Oh, thanks for shopping. Let me go get some tacos and Dos Equis. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Well, that's a different scenario when you're on. You're watching 15 billion people watching, as opposed to me and you getting whacked at Bob Baffert controlling basically his own destiny at Del Mar. It's a different scenario, but it shouldn't be. That's what's the point, Jimmy. If the horse impeded another horse, let's look at it, and you have to be consistent. That's what the problem is with the game of horse racing. You have to have consistency across the board with stewards. The NYRA stewards are different than the Del Mar stewards, that are different than, the fairground stewards. So it's just, they have to have one governing body, send it out like they do to Toronto and New York for the reviews in the NHL and MLB. And, let the coalition come up with the decision. I think it was the right decision, though, to keep the horse.
All right,
fabulous a run.
About 60 seconds here. Are they zigzagging? Are they betting the T-Wolves and the Knicks in these game twos?
Yeah, well, they're definitely going to bet the Knicks. The T-Wolves are a whole nother story. Definitely you saw it was difficulty in the second half. We're still sitting at 7.5. We're seeing a little higher ticket count on OKC, but, it stayed at 7.5. Once again, the total that we opened at 214 is up to 217.5. So we're seeing tons of over money in both of these series, rightfully so. I mean, there was no defense last night and high percentage shooting, and OKC just went crazy in that second game, and they showed that they're able to put up 120 or more points. But the problem is, can Minnesota keep up?
All right, real quick. 2 game twos in hockey. Who you got?
I'm smiling. I love Florida going into the series.
Okay.
I love Dallas. This is a little difficulty tonight. I probably lay off the game. I got my money on Florida in the first game, but the Panthers are the much better team. Every time the Hurricanes get to this position, Jimmy, they fold. I like Florida again tonight, but no, let's not go as crazy as we did in game one. But Florida's the play.
Follow Dwayne on Twitter, X, at NYBookie Dwayne. That's right. And NY Knicks Bookie Dwayne. Spike Colucci. Spike at SpikeColucci.com.
Don't ever say that. I'll take the Tim Colucci, Chalamet, but I'm no jinx like that, man. And they didn't even show Spike last night.
Carl Anthony Colucci.
I like that one. That's pretty funny.
Thank you, Dwayne. We appreciate it.
Yes,
indeed.
Love you guys.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends over at United Community Bank. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch at Burbank in Bluebonnet. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. A great team of bankers: Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, Prentice Wilkes. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live from Iverstine Butcher, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lagniappe on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee, and Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson, Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapital.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny.
3-0 A&M as we go to the top of the fourth inning in Hoover. LSU gets the winner of this game. Last year's one of last year's heroes, Caden Kent, at the 3-run home run, providing the margin right now. Kent was instrumental in that deep run all the way to the finals last year for A&M. He comes up
Jeff
big
Kent's
again.
kid.
Yeah, Jeff Kent's son. A 3-run homer is the difference in this one. And Justin Lampkin kind of picked up where he left off. He got a key double play ball in the second inning where it looked like he might be in some trouble. He has pitched 3 scoreless. That's 12 in a row now, going back to last week at Georgia. Back for hour number 2 here from Iverstine Butcher on Perkins Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Spring in South Louisiana means heavy pollen. Let Cajun Soft Wash help your business look its best. Their expert soft washing removes dirt, algae, and buildup from storefronts and parking lots. Trust Cajun Soft Wash. Certified, insured, and local. Schedule your cleaning at CajunSoftWash.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims?
What time did y'all want Henry again?
872-323. LA filing number 16-7969.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission.
No, that's.
Hey, Hanny, man. Or Jimmy.
What you got?
What time did y'all want Henry again?
He's sitting right here. So you.
Try that way for me.
Caregiver or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Here at Iverstine Butcher on Perkins Road, getting ready for Memorial Day, man. We got some choices here.
Man, this had the Chicago dog I mean, they're house-made beef and pork hot dogs that are great for the Memorial Day weekend, all the summer holidays. Getting your grill on in the backyard or wherever you are, and get your grills from the Thibodeau store, do them on site, but some peppers, some mustard, some tomatoes, some onions. You talk about good. So the Chicago dog is one of 3 different dogs that we're doing over here. We got the chili slaw dog and the chili cheese dog with our house-made chili as well. Man, this is fun, Charlie.
Yeah.
This is fun. Pacers plus 4.5. Pow! And then we got a little Iverstine Butcher today. Oh man, I'm loading up, baby, for the weekend. We're gonna have hot dogs. We're gonna have steaks. I've never done a brisket. Slow and low, Charlie.
Okay.
Low and slow, like you would. What they call it when you go under the bar?
The limbo.
Yeah, the limbo.
The limbo. All right.
Max, you ought to see Charlie Limbo.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Fame Limbo.
What time should I be there? That's all I want to know.
Yes, indeed. So, man, the steaks, the sausage, all your stuff. Then today we got the plate lunches, some boudin, the St. Louis style ribs, and I'm missing the sweet and spicy homemade meatballs that are made with pork and beef as well. On Perkins near Essen, so same shopping center as Sushiyama, and so bigger, better, and man, just blowing and going. And you have to YouTube it if you haven't. You have to YouTube and just see what kind of operation this place is. We deal with all local farms, and man, we're a full-blown butcher shop, and we do it. We control it. The attention to detail. Guy Fieri was going crazy at the attention to detail, and not skipping the steps that Gail and Iverstine was doing over here at Iverstine Butcher.
All right, Henry Hayes with us. You want to weigh in on what happened at the Garden last night? Without any questions, your thoughts.
Charlie, for 19 reasons. By the way, I'm just here for the free food. Let's just get one thing straight. For 19 different reasons, it was so much fun. I was telling Max he's a little too young to remember when we were coming up. Reggie Miller stuff in the Garden was real, but there's so many backstories. Okay, let's review. New York. You could arguably make the point that the New York Knicks are the most frustrated fan base in professional sports. Okay, haven't won anything since the early 70s. That crowd is so hungry to win, right? Through Ewing and John Starks. And, they haven't won anything in such a long time. And it's New York, which means they look down on everyone else. And then, oh, by the way, here comes little Hicktown, Indiana, which is, I've said, the armpit of the NBA. Maybe Sacramento, but maybe them. And they're killing them.
The armpit of the NBA has carved out a reputation and a flair for the dramatic. Okay, because they've done this in every series of this postseason to this point. I mean, they did it to Milwaukee. They did it to Cleveland. They did it to New York. And, that was a 2.5-hour party. And, the record stopped.
But
the needle stopped.
From Pat Ewing to John Starks to Walt Clyde. They come to the games.
Yes.
Because they're so hungry for the Knicks to get to the finals. And, boy, it's just – and then,
here's the difference between the Reggie Miller. I didn't think that team was a threat to win it all. The way these four – we got a team that's younger than Auburn. We can't give them any. You can't just fit.
Yeah.
Guarantee. I know one, but that's a different deal, dude.
Yeah.
They could if Denver doesn't throw up on themselves to start the fourth quarter, Game 5, they might be sitting at home again. So I think the Knicks are this team. I think is capable of winning this field. That's
I think
left.
Tonight, Jimmy, was the first time we've seen real cracks in the fact that Tibbs put so many minutes on these guys.
It's not just the minutes. The style of play.
Yes.
Indiana wants to run and gun, and they were fine. They weren't going up tempo. I thought, but your best player gets his 5th foul with 10, 11 minutes to go, and they stretch the lead out 11 points.
They went out to 14-0 run.
Well, yeah,
it was a 14-0 run.
But guys, so why I love that game from a basketball purist perspective. 19 things had to happen right for the Pacers to win that game.
Well,
and they all did.
Same thing with the Bucks. The guy who's on fire. Who was it? Junior for the Bucks, who got hot at the end of that clinching game. He was the ball just went through his hands.
Middleton?
No.
Gary Trent.
Trent Jr. Yeah, Trent Jr. He's just hitting clutch shot
Jimmy,
after.
Look,
but the ball is coming. Nope. he's not pressured. There's nothing. He just drops it. He just looks
Yeah.
away.
The review went the Pacers' way.
What'd you think of that? That was close, man.
Well, to get that call in that arena, well, though conspiracy theories out the window. That number one, if Karl-Anthony Towns makes that free throw, the game's over. It's a 4-point lead with what, 9 seconds?
12 seconds to go.
So, I mean, you talk about now
best free throw shooter on the team.
Yeah, and so he misses that back end. But going forward, Pacers don't get too comfortable. You think you're going to get Neesmith to go 8 of 9 from 3 again?
Of course not.
No. So now, but again, those minutes are adding up, man.
If they stay close, though, they are fine. Now the Knicks have been very clutch. That was the separation, the difference between the Celtics, especially the first 2 games. Even in Boston's building, they were way more comfortable in the clutch spots. These Pacers, bro, you got to put them away.
Yeah.
You got to put them away.
And again, they have a chip on their shoulder because nobody wants to go to Indiana as a free agent destination.
Well,
Rick Carlisle, great coach, but I think to me, he's probably top 3 in the league.
What was Golden State's street cred before they started doing what they were doing?
0.
Okay, so this team is kind of carving it out in their own under the radar market.
It started with Larry Bird.
Not New York. Thank God, not L.A. Oh. But you heard Colucci earlier. It's like we're cursed. We're cursed.
Yep.
I mean, Henry, go shoot 1,000 shots from that angle, from that distance, and try and go back iron up to 8 feet, and you're just going to drop it. It's not happening ever.
It's a 1 in 10,000.
Yeah.
So, but hey, and I know we've talked about him lately. Tip of the hat to Mr. Halliburton, because him and Neesmith last night, the shot making ability, and Brunson wasn't great, but still, I was thinking about the games we used to watch when we were in college. Man, it's almost a different sport.
So what was the score of the game 5 with the Reggie Miller game? Like 95 to 94?
High 90s,
This
yeah.
wasn't like
the last game of Pat Riley's career in New York, so you can figure.
But
it was
to be fair,
the last series, yeah. Game
so it's the
7
third
was
to last
one.
game of his New York career.
That's when the league let them literally commit a second-degree felony and not call it
Right.
foul. So it's gotten better. But, boy, just the shot making, and I think pound for pound, but Jalen Brunson is the closest thing to Allen Iverson to me. For a guy his size, unheard of to be in the league. And then perform like that, we just don't see that.
I mean,
So
can I take up for him for a second?
He scored 43 on only 25 shots.
Yeah, he shot 60% from the floor, and they're not there without him.
Charlie, you think the Saints fans always thought rationally when something would go wrong?
No,
okay,
no,
Colucci is a Knicks fan.
I get it.
He is.
I let it go. I let it go
killing,
because he's too upset.
He was killing Brunson.
But I mean, without Brunson, they don't get
There's
by
no doubt.
Boston. They knock
No.
the champs out.
He's the whole heartbeat of the whole team.
I think he's totally different from Iverson in the stretch that Iverson was so damn cat quick. He's just real crafty. Now, he'll even extend his arm sometimes, but he gets separation. The great thing about the regular season to the postseason is, it's a three-point shoot. When those three-point shots are being contested, those percentages go down.
Yeah.
In the postseason. You start getting guarded, we separate. No, you only got a few guys. That's why a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns is so dangerous because he's such a night. He's getting his shot off. He's going down low enough to where you got to respect that, and he could shoot the lights out. He's never committed a foul in his life, but anyway, but he's just Brunson gets separation, and he's not super quick. He's not blowing by like Iverson.
He plays the angles as well as anybody in the
He's so
league.
smart, but he's always going to get a quality shot.
Yeah, and his basketball IQ is high, and they do really well putting the right guys into switch pick and rolls. So I mean, Brunson's great, man. You can't. He's put that team on his back. I'm with Charlie. I mean, look.
Oh,
again,
he's carried them. Yes.
If you're the Knicks, you're disappointed, but I think they're going to be just fine.
You chalk it up to just some bad breaks, huh? And a
Well-
guy that got super hot. Now they didn't identify. They gotta get more in his face.
Yeah,
he's got to be picked up in the backcourt.
But again,
once he gets his first 2.
That's one of 19 things that had to go the Pacers' way, which all did.
I know, but control what you can control.
Yeah.
Okay. Now hard slips.
Yeah.
On one of them, but no, he's got it. You can't. No, man, he cannot cross midcourt with the ball with nobody in his face.
Say they better win game 2. Can you imagine that place? If
It's anything like game 2 of Cleveland, because is this a similar situation? They were bigger dogs against Cleveland than they are in this Knicks series.
Yes.
But they really kind of exhaled and let Cleveland. That was when all the three starters were out. The second, third, and fourth leading starters, and Mitchell finally ran out of gas at the end. But every loose ball, every second chance point, everything was going to Cleveland way, and they had that big one. Halliburton just got hot at the end of the first half. They didn't guard him and identify, how he was hot, and they had to get back into it kind of without grinding, is so to speak. So I think the Knicks, who have kind of had this pattern of falling behind, I think going to jump out in front. Like first quarter, Charlie, that kind of thing. I'd look for a little exhale spot for the Pacers. I'm not saying it won't be close in the end, but I think to start off, the Knicks are going to have a cushion.
That second game in Cleveland that they won by a point is the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And it really
Mitchell had like 48.
Yeah. The bigger exhale spot was when they went home with a 2-0 lead. That was the one game that Cleveland won in the series, which was I think they won about 20. That was the even bigger.
They did. They got all their guys back.
Yeah.
And then we said, okay, at full strength. All right, here we go.
And then game 4 to me was where that whole series was okay. Cleveland's got their guys back. Are you going to come back and tie the series? And Indiana won that game convincingly, and that's where they effectively put the series to bed.
So you're going with the chalk, OKC.
Oh, Hunter, I'm way in because I've seen them return serve like big boys, and so they are going to win the title.
So what do you explain that game 5?
Yeah, I think it's what
do you explain that game? How about the overtime game? And was it game 3? Game 3 that they lost, where they led the whole time. I mean, they were Henry. Those are some bad possessions.
Look,
I mean, scared to shoot. Here's your MVP. I mean, he's been first half the other night. I don't know. You're kind of getting you're getting stretches where they're really good and stretches where they.
Two things, Jimmy. Jokic is basketball vampire, so he's going to screw up anybody's best laid plans. And number 2, every team that gets over the hump has these slip-ups, these games that, on their first title, they underperformed or they blew that, and then they cross the threshold. I'm telling you, they're going to win the title.
Has a team this young won it?
No, this would be a first.
But and that's why.
But
I don't think we take for granted. I think it's a little tighter. Is Edwards hurt?
Well, they're all hurt, right? It's game 100 for all these guys. So it's a question of, with Edwards, he's got to be able to create on his own because they don't run a lot of stuff for him. He's a great shot creator. And when he can't do that, his game slowed down.
If they win the title, it will be arguably the best job a general manager has done in any of the big 3 sports that I can point to, save maybe what Jimmy Johnson did when he was GM at Dallas. They will have won the title, and they will be in better salary cap shape than 90% of the league.
That's right.
Better draft position than 100% of the league 3 times over. The only comp that I can give you would be when the Celtics won the title and had the number 2 pick in the draft. And of course, that ended tragically with Len Bias. What Presti has done is off the charts in the modern NBA, with the restrictions that they give you, the aprons that they give you, the trades that he has made, how he has maximized, it seems like, every draft pick. And he's got this is like playing poker against a guy who's got all the chips and all the cards. Yeah. I mean, it's impossible.
As opposed to, look at Philadelphia. It has not gone that way.
Correct. Yeah.
So, no, you're right, Hanny. I can't come up with another. Again, Dallas made the Herschel Walker trade. That's a good one because they made benefits of those picks, but they have 13 first-round draft picks in the next 5 years. Just like
better than Mickey Loomis.
Well, let's not go crazy.
Charlie, you just brought up your hope. Troy Aikman. What was his record as a starter?
1-15.
No, it wasn't.
No, it
wasn't.
False quarterback.
Oh no, yes indeed.
Okay.
0 in 14.
14. Yeah.
Shug can go 0 and 14 and still be good. Was Aikman good?
Aikman was really good. He's in the Hall of Fame. Got a gold jacket and everything.
Well, I mean, we sometimes not. Some people get in that don't.
Hey, it was a pretty good offensive line. This morning at Saints camp, my man Nick Underhill says, "What? Flog is at right tackle, Penning's at left guard, Banks is at left tackle. Whoa, we got everybody in the right spot. That's an excellent start."
Hope springs eternal.
Faith, hope, and Mickey.
It's May, man. Best month for Saints fans. It's May.
Yes. Yes.
April and May, we're gonna win.
Yes, we're gonna win. So I think we're still gonna have a good series. I think I thought the Knicks played outstanding. I did notice a little bit though. One of those key things that had to happen was the one miss that the Pacers had in the putback jam. Was that Toppin?
Yep, Obi.
And he also, when they're up one, they couldn't foul him, and he got the reverse. But did you see Robinson, who they could not stop on the glass? He was gassed. Can that carry over from game to game, or you should be okay?
No, he's still young.
No, but I'm talking about playing his pace.
Sure.
And because the Knicks should have won, obviously.
Oh yeah,
I mean they should have won.
Yeah, so good game 2, and the series is game 3 to me back in Indianapolis. So we'll see. But I just culturally, Jimmy, it's so good. It's so
it's rain on because part of the this just in some things that come out of New York are overrated. Okay, it's a great town, number one media market, we know, but it's not some of these national media members who just get the pom poms out, and it's just like
get out of
I don't know. I mean, like you're not a New York local outlet,
right?
You are a national outlet. It's just weak to me. And I mean that game 7 last year was a freaking pep rally. That pregame on ESPN was a pep rally. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
It got to the point. It was flat out embarrassing. Not because I don't like it. I'm not the only one that criticized it.
I agree.
It was, and so they're going to shove this stuff down our throat.
Yeah.
How can you not kind of pull for them to get get the ball pulled from under them when they're trying to kick
and
it?
Jimmy, subtly, you got to tip your hat to Indiana or the way they built that roster. Starting with, remember they traded for Halliburton 2 years into his career. Sacramento drafted him in that 20 draft, number 12. He wasn't as good as they wanted him to be, but that's Sacramento. But guys like, Mathurin and even TJ McConnell.
Mathurin was huge and one of the game 2
because
against Cleveland.
Indiana is like New Orleans in that nobody's coming by choice to those places, right? So you really have to tip your hat to the way they've scouted guys and who they have in that roster.
Well, they have brought a level of excitement like no other team has done. I mean, they're doing it's 1 in 1,800 times. It's 2 in 3,000. I mean, it's every step of the way. The only thing I want to ask you, the Knicks, can Towns play any better? He was 11 of 17.
That's pretty good.
4 of 8. He had 12 rebounds. He was outstanding. He missed 1 free throw. Nobody's ever finished 100%. Anunoby, he's pretty good, huh? Bridges. I mean, the role players outside of Brunson kind of can't play any better, and they still lost.
It helps. Somebody's got to go guard Neesmith in game 2. Let's start with that. So,
well, I'm not expecting him to duplicate
agree,
that, but if he hits his first, we'll go get him.
But that's a miss. Hey, come on, get his face. Come on.
Yes, yeah.
So it should be good. But
Karl Anthony Towns scores like 30 a game in this particular matchup against the Pacers this year. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows, top quality windows, doors, siding, and shutters. Exceptional customer service. You can go online at reliefwindows.com and schedule your free quote today. We'll come out, evaluate your situation, put up a computer rendering, give you an idea of what you like, what you don't like, modify it to your liking. The great thing about it is when you're doing anything, whether you're building, it's always the battle between the builder and the architect. The architect wants everything to look good. The builder wants everything to last. You get best of both worlds. You get both of those. And my windows that I got from Relief Windows, they look great, they're functional, and they are going to last. They got the guarantee that they're going to do so. So if you have your homeowners association requires wood windows like mine, get on the phone and call Relief Windows 288-8138.
Live at Iverstine Butcher, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge,
or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business with Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Bayou Ford powers the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Watch us live daily. Find what you missed on demand and subscribe to each show's channel to get notified when we go live or new videos arrive. Plus, discover exclusive YouTube broadcasts you can't find anywhere else. From AFR to OTB and everything in between. It's the Watch 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel powered by Bayou Ford.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Iverstine Butcher here on Perkins Road. Getting ready for the Memorial Day weekend. You got a lot of choices here.
Man, Galen has set us up. So we had the Chicago-style dog. You can do the dog flight again. You can order it over here, the Chicago-style dog, the Chimmy Slaw dog. We had one of the patrons that just raving about that one. And then the chili cheese dog that is made with our own pork and beef chili, homemade chili over here, and everything for you. How about the hamburger?
It was phenomenal.
Hamburger is phenomenal, man. You got to try it over here. Max was touting it. That his roommate says it's the best burger in Baton Rouge, and man, it is awesome. Really, really good stuff. No doubt, it lives up to the hype. So, hand-cut steaks in stock, the grass-fed ribeye, choice filet mignon, boneless prime ribeye, Wagyu Denver steaks, Merlot steaks, our prepared patties, the steak burgers that are pre-seasoned, just ready to take out of here and put on your grill for the holiday weekend. Center-cut pork chops, rib chops, ossobuco, brisket, chuck roast, pork tenderloins, and our house-made dogs that you can buy by the dozen to take home as well. Homemade sausages as well. So Henry, Charlie, and I had a little bit of a different opinion on our buddy Mr. Tate, the president, who is leaving for Piscataway, New Jersey. In Rutgers, you had something you wanted to weigh in on this.
Despite the fact that you have 2 lottery picks and can't get in the tournament, that's cool. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got a lot of opinions. And to be fair, and with full disclosure, I am an adjunct at LSU, and I taught a class for the last 4 semesters with the provost, Roy Haggerty, who came in with Bill Tate. I just think that I think too much has been made about, and this is a sports show and you guys talk sports. I think the gulf between the president at LSU or any Big Four and athletics is growing. Meaning, for someone to say like, "Oh, he's supportive," what does that mean? He goes to the games. You see him in the front row at the gymnastics meets. He holds up the win bar. How hard is that?
Yeah,
that's the easy part of the job, right? The tough stuff and the behind the scenes is tell me you raise money for the collective. Tell me what's the hard stuff. And I don't know that he did that. So I think he got hired at the right time under the right conditions. Let's say that. And look, guys, we were all born here. We'll probably die here. Look, guys like Brian Kelly and Les Miles and those guys, they come and go. The fan base stays. And this felt like that to me. So not that I don't dislike the man. I think that we have a chance to do a better, but I don't really know what the correlation between athletics and the success is, short of being really dumb and firing Scott Woodward. Let's say that.
I know what the correlation is. It's you hire an athletic director and you let him do his job and stay out of the way. And mostly Tate did that to my knowledge. And that's I don't expect him to be the lead fundraiser for athletics. I expect him to be a part of that. I expect the athletic director to do that. And now, to a certain extent, I expect the head coaches to do that with the advent of NIL. If you are going to be an impediment to what's going on in athletics from the president's office, you got to buck the athletic director. And to my knowledge, he didn't buck the athletic director. This is where Jimmy and I disagree a little bit. I thought they were in lockstep when they got rid of Will Wade. Now, you can disagree with that decision, but you're disagreeing with both of them. And we did. I disagree with that decision. But I didn't think that Tate.
So that's not good for athletics. You see the product.
If the athletic director had said, I want to keep this guy, and the president said, I don't care what you want, I'm overriding you, that would have been a problem to me, because now you're not letting the guy do his job. I didn't see where that happened.
What previous school president at LSU didn't let the athletic director do his job?
Well, I can't tell you that there's one. And to
Okay,
me,
so
that's
this guy's in here for a stop. He got his position and got his salary for political reasons. Okay, so he got an opportunity because of that. He's trying to make a lot of different changes at LSU when he's just one little stop and he's out of here.
Because
I'm sorry, that to me, like Henry's okay with Mark Emmert, and they've had different positions, by the way. But what did he do? He hustled Houston. And he got the out-of-state tuition up, and he tried to, and he was increasing the enrollment, and he pushed the athletics, got into the athletic director's role. There was a dead lame duck AD at the time, but
that was necessary at the time.
Well, I mean,
that was necessary.
Yeah, well, I think it was necessary to find a way to get Will Wade over here as well. Okay,
you have to say, look, when we were there, even 10 years ago, the money is nowhere near the same. And everything's changed. We didn't have the portal when we were there. We didn't have the portal, not to mention the NIL piece. So it's a different level of poker now that you're playing with Power 4 athletic department.
Outside of the athletic director, there's some things he did, some changes that he's made that I'm not a fan of.
And are you talking about in the academic side, the political side?
Academic,
okay.
Academic, social.
That's a whole different
enrollment.
That's a whole different conversation. I was asked earlier this week, what do I think his impact will be on athletics? And I thought his impact on athletics was largely a wash. He let the AD do what the AD wanted to do, which is what I mostly want the president to do. The only time I want the president to override the AD is when he thinks the AD is doing a lousy job. Now, academics, fundraising, and all those other things from the academic side, the political side, how he's in lockstep or not with the governor, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And you may be right on all of that.
But
I don't know.
Charlie, what you don't realize, okay, because you don't have kids that are applying for colleges right now, but the SEC applications across the board are way up. Are out the roof, okay? And I don't think we're maximizing it. And I know one thing, and I think it is partly one of the reasons is, the visibility of the football and just having that part of your college experience, going to big time atmospheres. But also there is a big migration of people from the Northeast. They're going into
California.
the SEC. I mean, Florida State is tough to get in right now. Auburn is tough to get in.
Isn't LSU's enrollment at its highest ever?
No. But the gap between the admissions of the other SEC schools and LSU has fallen behind. Okay, LSU is up. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The admissions the standards are up. It's
You think it needs to be higher?
It's not keeping up with the others.
Well,
yes. And I think a guy like Mark Emmert understood the visibility of the athletic program and parlayed that and used that as a vehicle to promote in tougher times for the SEC schools.
Okay, and I also have no problem with the fact that he used this as a stepping stone job, which Mark Emmert did as well, by the way. He took this job and parlayed it into something better. So he wouldn't be the first guy to come in here and want to use this as a stepping stone to another school. This is the president's job is very much different than the football coach's
he made
job.
were constructive to the growth of the school. I mean, they were really attacking Houston and they were benefiting from it. Tate just wants to change names and things and stuff like that, and this and trying to no.
Per usual, the baby between the two of you makes sense. You both have good points.
So
an eye-handy baby. Max, let's get on that. ChatGPT.
Can we
that
use
bad boy.
another analogy, please?
But he gets.
Can you talk about a stew that we made together, please?
He gets credit for something that every other president has done to stay out the way.
Well, it's like Jimmy. It's like saying, "Oh, the LSU football coach could recruit." Name me the last.
Is it just because of
name me the last head coach at LSU football that didn't have players? There hasn't been one, so they all do that. Is my point.
Oh, I think before Saban, there were
no. Jerry had players that Nick walked into. In other words, there's always guys that are talented and pieces to work with.
LSU was never under Charlie McClendon, under Jerry Stovall, Bill Arnsparger, Curly Hallman. Those were never had the pro players
that
they started to get. I mean, I'm sorry,
the bar raised, but
I mean, we had Tommy Casanova, and he was great. Okay, but there were a few here and there. Nothing like it is once that Saban identified. Okay, wait a minute. Auburn's got tradition fund surcharge, and they got surcharge. Y'all paying? Wait, what? The guy on the 50 is paying the same as the guy in row double M in Upper West? No, this has got to stop. And so once they started building all these facilities and raising the bar there, that game on. It was that guy brought out. He needed his loaded deck, but he also brought LSU to a different level. It's changed the culture of the stadium a little bit. Yeah, nobody left early. Nobody left early. You didn't have to. I mean, the parking passes weren't going for 500 on the secondary market.
Every game wasn't on television either at that time. To be fair, I mean, there were a lot of games in the 90s, not ancient history, that if you weren't in the stadium, you didn't get to see.
Okay,
Tiger Vision.
Tiger Vision, if you wanted to pay for it, but yeah. So yeah, the whole thing absolutely changed, and the biggest difference was
you don't think the culture of the stadium is not is
absolutely
not, okay. All right. I mean, what's your point?
Well, my point
they're
is
not on TV. Okay.
Everybody stuck around to watch the games because they went to the games because that was the only way to see it. If 3 games a year were on television right now instead of all of them, I think you'd have more. And by this way, it's not just LSU. There would be more people in the stadium every week.
So that Ohio State game was on TV. I remember people leaving.
It was.
Some of the
and when the Alabama game's on TV and they're number 1 in the country, the stadium's full.
I mean, Ole Miss used to be on local TV. They didn't leave. They didn't leave.
I'm not going to argue with you that the culture has not changed. It is. That's true. That's true. But there are other factors to it. The biggest difference when Saban came in here was he didn't lose the key guys. Okay, DiNardo. I followed recruiting as close as you could when DiNardo was here. He got a lot of the players out of Louisiana, but it was always they got everybody but one. We got everybody out of New Orleans. We wanted but Reggie Wayne. Well, guess who you needed? Or everybody but Ed Reed, or everybody but Travis Minor, everybody but. Not Warwick Dunn, that's a special case, but we got everybody but Roland Seymour or Raynoch Thompson and those guys. Saban got them all. I'll say this, God rest his soul, Marquise Hill does not come to LSU if Saban's not the coach. He goes to Michigan, okay? And I think he'd probably end up splitting.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know if he probably doesn't get Ben Wilkerson. They get Whitworth. They might have got
Marcus
Spears.
too.
They might have
Was
got Spears
probably
in
Florida
Clayton,
State.
but maybe not. You
So
know,
Spears is probably Florida State.
they would have probably split Clayton and Spears. They would have probably got one of the two.
Yeah, I think that's.
Thank God he's not going to that Amy barbershop anymore. Jeez.
Well,
Killing us over there for
Well,
15
little
years.
Little Nicky's killed everybody. Now he wants a level playing field for college football. Just like when you always strive for a level playing field. Oh, little Nicky.
Right.
Man.
I want to play Blu-ray with no trumps.
He's a piece of work, boy.
3-1 A&M at the end of 5.
Laviolette Hurt left the game.
Took a ball off the hand.
He'll have a lot of rest coming up. He'll have a lot of rest. Oh, they're up though.
They're up 3-1.
Yeah, that's why LSU
Okay.
now needs A&M to win this game.
No, they don't.
If Laviolette doesn't play, come on, Jim.
Yeah, that helps. But you got more to lose if you lose. Auburn's number 1 RPI. You
Yeah,
get a free swing.
Charlie, which arm on A&M would they face? 4th, 3rd, 5th?
It'd be the third starter.
Okay, so
It'd be the third starter.
come on, Ott.
You got more at risk.
Get your bubble machine.
No,
okay?
you got less at risk.
By the way, the most annoying fan base in the league.
What is A&M's RPI?
A&M's baseball fans.
The bubbles.
52.
52 RPI or number 1 RPI? Which you think is more of a risk?
I didn't take math in college. No one said that.
Well, even you can figure it out. You don't have to be a mathematician. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance service today, every day. That's right. What does that mean? That means that nobody goes to sleep hot. That's right. Just give us a call at 480-1000, one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. My buddy Lucas Ragusa been since 1980. That's right. Since Charles McClendon was the coach, right, Charlie? Charles McClendon?
I remember him.
No. That was 80 was
80 was Stovall.
80 was Stovall. 80
Stovall's
was
first year.
Stovall. Okay, 79 was Charlie Max last year.
Tangerine
Bowl.
Bowl.
There you go. Wake Forest, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, look, we're AC heating, generator installations, maintenance, whatever. The factory authorized dealers for Carrier, American Standard, Dakin, and Rheem products as well. We've got staffs and offices, but separate. They don't overlap. We've got separate offices in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, completely different staffs as well. 480-1000, 480-1000. Tell them you heard it right here, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Total Maintenance.
Live at Iverstine Butcher, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanegraaff. Tee up your savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield on a 3 or 7 month CD. If you're looking for a longer term, you can take advantage of 4.05 APY on an 11-month CD or 3.75 on a 14-month CD. The minimum balance is only $2,500. Stop by a Home Bank location to speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Sometimes it's so hard to find someone to do home repair, odd jobs due to storm damage, or just regular wear and tear over time to your home. Do like I did and call Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition. Roofing, flooring, debris removal, electric, sheetrock, painting, and much more. Pretty much whatever home maintenance you need, Clean Sweep can handle it. Call Pat Green at 300-7064 for a free no-obligation estimate. Fully licensed and insured, reasonably priced, and for over 20 years in the greater Baton Rouge area. Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition, 300-7064.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson, Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
At Iverstine Butcher here on Perkins Road. Remember also, if you're looking for Father's Day gifts, we're inside of about a month to Father's Day.
Oh, this is
Thibodeau store is perfect for all of that. That you can get, Dad. Lots of grills on special right now. Cypress furniture that you can get, specialty made. Pre-airport store and the Thibodeau store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. The rockers, the gliders, the benches, the swings, all of those are available to you. The big green egg cookers, you want to get Dad something really special, something he can use, get a lot of work, a lot of use out of. All the accessories that go with that. Tons of smaller grills and griddles as well available at the Thibodeau store. And you can go online, get a lot of these things. The Cajun Cookware is available for free delivery on the website at doitbest.com/Thibodeau store.
So there you go. So what's that website address again?
doitbest.com/Thibodeau store.
Okay.
Sure you spell Thibodeau, right?
So I mean, Cajun classic cast iron cookware. I mean, you're an outdoor cook, man. They got all the different gadgets. One of my favorites is what I got over there from the Thibodeau store is a cast iron oyster grill. So they got you shuck your oysters and you put them on. They got the little plates. You put the cast iron on your pit and boom. I mean, you like him doing it, Mike Anderson's or something. They've got these outdoor burners, single, double, triple burners to do all your outdoor cooking. Fleur de Lis brand of boiling pots. You can do 60 quarts up to 160 quarts. So all different shapes inside. We got turkey fryers. We got oilless turkey fryers. We've got regular turkey fryers, and all I got. We got Bayou Classic burners, pots. Got some of the pots. Love the pots with the nozzle on the bottom, so you drain. So you don't have to pick that whole thing up. You pick the strainers that aren't hot at the top, and so you can pull your sack of crawfish right out. Put your little paddle. They got tons of paddles and roux spoons and all that good stuff. Every accessory for your green eggs, to your electric charcoal lighter, to the charcoal itself, the special charcoals. So you got it, man. It is a lot. The Thibodeau store in Iverstine Butcher, man. It's just you got all your stuff to put on your grills and all your stuff to cook and everything a cook wants over here at Iverstine.
We can help you out. 3-1 still. A&M leading Auburn, going to the middle of. They're in the middle of the sixth inning. Lampkin has thrown 5 innings, given up 5 base runners and 1 run, 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. He's at 77 pitches. I'm talking about A&M's starting pitcher now, Justin Lampkin, and he threw 121 against Georgia last Friday. So we'll see how far he can go. For A&M, it's this or bust. If Auburn comes back and wins this game, Texas A&M season is over as far as I'm concerned. I can't imagine they get into the tournament. I am curious.
No, they're not getting in.
I am curious though about maybe the order. Not that it's all that significant, but Auburn is the number 1 RPI team in the country. I just could have been operating under the assumption that Texas will be the number 1 seed when the rankings come out next Monday, and I still think that's going to be
They
the
won the
case.
toughest league by multiple games.
Yeah.
Period. Yes.
They are down at number 4 in the RPIs now, and they play Tennessee this afternoon. Liam Doyle has been confirmed the SEC Pitcher of the Year for Tennessee, who still is holding out hope. They got a good win yesterday, regardless of what you think about Alabama's bullpen, and it's terrible.
They got a good,
but that is a it's now a top 15 RPI win, top 11. Alabama slipped 3 spots overnight to number 11. But if you could put 2 top, let's say 11 wins in your column for Tennessee, that would, I think, re-energize the talk that they get a host site. I thought Alabama had a chance had they won a game or 2 in this tournament to be a host site. Now I'm not
They
so
won
sure. Right. Well, it was against Missouri. They did win one. Yes.
What are we talking? I think it's going to be really close, but I think they're going to get one.
A Missouri win is basically akin to winning a Missouri Valley game at this point. I mean, they're an SEC team, but not as far as
somebody had to beat South Carolina too.
They did. They did. And then the rest of it, as far as the order of this, Vandy at number 2. They got a game with Oklahoma tonight. Big pitching matchup advantage for Vandy, no matter who they throw. They could bring back J.D. Thompson. They could bring back Connor Fennell. They could bring back Cody Bowker. All of those guys pitched last weekend against Kentucky, but Bowker and Fennell did not go over 65 pitches. Thompson's on 6 days rest. They threw a bullpen and beat Kentucky's ace last week. So Vandy's locked into the top 8. I'm wondering if they may end up as the number 1 because they were 19-11 in the conference. They tack on a couple of wins here. LSU, I'll stick with what I've been saying. They're in no matter what. The risk reward we talked about at the top of the show. If you play A&M, you're more likely to win. But if you do happen to lose, you take a bigger hit. If you play Auburn, you're probably going to see Sam Dutton tomorrow. And if you win, you win. You lose, you lose. Your RPI is probably not likely to go very far in either direction. So that's what we're
not at all.
It's almost guaranteed to stay exactly where it is. The rest of the games, we watched some of the games over at Charles Schwab, the Big Ten tournament going on there. The ACC tournament been offensive heavy a little bit over at Durham, which, by the way, it's not the park they used in the movie, but it's the park of the Durham Bulls. It's got a lot of the same things, with the bull and the stake, but it's a different park. It's kind of, it almost looks like it's in the middle of a warehouse district. It's really, really cool looking. They
play it there every year.
Yeah, they played it there for a while. It's a really nice looking.
And they
really
have
nice
the same
facility.
format, 16-team single elimination as LSU. I mean, as the SEC. So Boston College, they've got some upsets in that tournament. It's been pretty much chalk for the SEC, but in the ACC, Boston College upset Notre Dame. They're underdog and big underdogs to Virginia, and Virginia just kicked it around. I mean, 3 hours and
3 wild pitches that scored runs. It was 4
an
errors
game.
in the game. Yeah, it was bad. I'll tell you the
Charlie,
game.
the first 2 innings took like hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was absolutely an atrocious baseball game. I'll tell you the game that means something today in the ACC tournament is Clemson and NC State. Clemson still got a top 10 RPI. They, I think, are a host site. I don't think that they're a national
Clemson had to
seed,
beat Virginia Tech first,
which they did. They threw their ace.
I think you don't think they're a host site?
I do.
Yeah, okay, me too.
But
they're not getting a top 8.
I don't think so either.
No, I think they're set. But this is their LSU Auburn game. They were at the apex of their season when they went to Raleigh and they got smoked. I mean, Clemson at that time, probably the hottest team in the country, and got swept. And Clemson kind of hasn't been the same since. They lost 2 out of 3 to Duke at home. But they look solid there, and they kind of trying to recapture form a little bit. And I think that Clemson is going to win that game. So
yeah, they had a big series against Pitt. Pitt's not very good, but they did blow them out in all 3 games. They used their ace, Cap, I believe is his name.
Knapp.
That's right.
Yeah, he was the ACC Pitcher of the Year.
He was
right at 2 ERA. He went down there, beat Jamie Arnold in that game in Tallahassee,
and they beat Virginia Tech 6-1. That game is a 6:00 game against NC State. Cinch everything up for Clemson if they were to win that one. Brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, because when it comes to retirement, no 2 situations are the same. Philip Fontenot and his staff have done a great job for our family securing, in retirement, the things that we are going to need. So talk to them. Let them explain your situation. It doesn't matter where you are as far as, your income or your age. They're going to tailor make a plan that works for you, that's going to get you to your financial goals. They'll work with your business partners if you have them. They'll work with tax professionals, your legal team. All of those things to make sure your plans are mapped out. Coastal Capital Advisors, 337-981-1376. Online, coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors. Member FINRA, SIPC. Back to wrap it up at Iverstine, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 19th.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, Jordan.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Sandigrove. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're getting you ready for LSU's opening in the SEC tournament and a big sports weekend as well. Number more day. This is Charles Sandigrove. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're getting you ready for LSU's open in the SEC tournament, and it's Memorial Day weekend. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes. We'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Bayou Ford powers the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Watch us live daily. Find what you missed on demand and subscribe to each show's channel to get notified when we go live or new videos arrive. Plus, discover exclusive YouTube broadcasts you can't find anywhere else. From AFR to OTB and everything in between. It's the Watch 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel powered by Bayou Ford.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games. Just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Here at Iverstine Butcher. Max, what's going on at the Colonial?
Yeah, so John Pack got off to an eagle start. He holed out on the very first hole. He is 6 under, 2 up on the rest of the field right now. He's through 15 holes, but our common picks off to a pretty good start considering that the course is playing just ever so slightly over par, and all of our players are either even or better. Ryo Hisatsune, one of our common picks, is through in the clubhouse at 4 under par, a nice 66 for him. Ryan Gerard just got his round going. He is 2 under through the first 3 holes. JT Poston also just started. He's 1 under through 2. Christian Bezadenhout, another one of our common picks, finished with a 1 under 69, and Aaron Rye even par on the last hole.
Iverstine Butcher here for Memorial Day. You can't miss in this place.
The hot dogs, man, our homemade hot dogs. Man, we had the Chicago dogs. One of our patrons over here was raving about the Chimney Slaw dogs. So you can get them for $7.50, or again, all 3 for just $20. Tell them that we appreciate all the people that came in off the streets that were listening to us here at Iverstine Butcher on Perkins near Starring.
Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The live at lunch.
My bad. I thought I had the mic on for the 30. I thought y'all heard the 30.